Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, I thought I'd do a video that would help us better understand, through all of our individual charts, what our destiny is to be about, where the focus will be in accordance to our sense of our destiny for the year. Because it's going to be based on where Rahu and Ketu are. And they stay in a sign for a year and a half. And at this point in time, they will be in the same sign where Rahu's in Aquarius and Ketu's in Leo till around the end or middle of November of 2026. So let's just say, where are we headed? What is our purpose? What is our destiny for 2026 according to your ascendant sign and your moon sign? Now you can also plug in your sun sign if you know what it is, and we will have that listed for you. But if you don't know your ascendant or your moon sign, in Vedic sidereal astrology, you're going to have to figure it out. This is not the same as tropical Western astrology. I know some of you are just going to plug it in, but hey, don't blame me if it's wrong, because it will be, because it's not the right placement. So how do you figure this out? You can do it on my website. You can go to galacticcenter.org, and I have a free chart calculator. And if you scroll down to the very bottom, after you put in all your information, it should give you AS, that's the sign of your ascendant, and MO, that's the sign of your moon. But better yet, definitely better yet, the one on my website is not as whole or complete. It just isn't. I can't get the orchestrators to make it better. But if you go to my Galactic Planner, it will give you this. It will give you your chart printed out, and it has all the places that the one on my website may not have, the locations. So try it out. I'm serious. You're going to love my Galactic Planner. And it's very affordable for, try it out for a month. I think you even get a month free. So go to galacticplanner.com. Get it. It will give you your ascendant. It'll give you your chart. It'll be clear as day. And you'll have that forever. The printed chart, your physical chart that you will have from this. So go to galacticplanner.com, and that will be the best way you can figure out what your AS ascendant is, or your MO, your moon. So, and by your birthday, if you do want to do your sun, the sun actually is your spirit. What's your spirit telling you for the year? Whereas the moon is how you actually feel about everything in the year. And the ascendant is the physical makeup of what's happening for you physically in your world. So that's how those work. So I want you to pay attention and listen to each sign, the ones that may pertain to you. This is so, let me put it this way. Wherever Rahu and Ketu are in your chart is your destiny. That's in your physical birth chart. But where they're moving throughout the years, they change. They will be the places where there is the most change in your life. And sometimes disruption. But wherever Rahu and Ketu are the critical points of change in your life for that year. Positively. Got it? Positively, the points of the most radical changes, whatever you're to experience that year. Because let me point out something else. Wherever Rahu and Ketu are for that year is where the eclipses are falling. Rahu or Ketu coming together with the sun and the moon create the eclipses. Those are the most predictive tool we have in astrology. So listen up. This is going to give you valuable information for this year. So once you do go to my website to get all of this, sign up for my free newsletter, but check out the Galactic Planner. Also, my Patreon, become a part of our spiritual community. I am connected to all of my Patreon participants. We have live class every week. Then again, not only that, I want you to pay attention to the university. I have the best school to teach astrology out there. Go to universityofvedicastrology.com. Now sit back and listen. If your sidereal moon or ascendant are in Aries, then the points of the most change and shifts in your life will first of all involve your friends, the group of people you hang out with. This is going to change. And you know what else this means? You are going to be meeting some very influential people. This is going to change your life. This is going to change what you know. And where Rahu is going to be in your 11th house. Not only that, the 11th house deals with large sums of money that can come to you in one big placement, just a big plop, maybe selling something very expensive like a home or something, but this will bring you a large sum of money. And it could be even relative to the people you know, your connections. But you're going to meet new people. You're going to change the people that you hang out with, your crowds, your groups, your friends. And if you have an older sibling, you might find that they will be more prevalent in your life, and maybe not so much in a good way. They'll, be a problem possibly. But Ketu will be in your 5th house, which means you're going to be vastly more creative in a very unusual way, maybe using your psychic powers more. This is very good. But if you have children, keep a watch on them. There's something that you don't know that's going on with them, and they're changing. Maybe they're just, developing, going through different phases of life, but it's not easy. But on a creative level, you can see and observe and know things. You're opening to a whole new world and a whole new class and connection with the people in your life. If your ascendant or your moon sit in sidereal Taurus, then this means Rahu's in your 10th house. And this means your career is changing. It's on a great uptick. There's going to be opportunities and new things coming about for career and your purpose in life. Opportunities are galore and advancement. You are more ambitious and driven, and this is going to take off and take you places. But guess what? You might have to move because of it as a consequence. Ketu's in your 4th, and that represents many changes going on in your home. So that might mean that maybe you're renovating, or you have to move, or you want to move, but there's something about your home environment that will change. And if your mother's still alive, do take the time to look out for her, because this can be some difficulty for your mom. All right, but it's definitely that your home and situation where you spend your most time is changing. So if your ascendant or your moon sit in sidereal Gemini, then this means this is a year of extensive traveling. You're going to be traveling a lot, foreign places, many places, and you are going to be luckier than normal. This is a year of luck and fortune for you. If your father's still around, look out. He may be having some issues that you need to attest to. But it's also a year of great learning, teaching, new developments with higher mindedness, opening your mind to new levels of awareness and learning. And with Ketu in your 3rd house, this can also mean learning very unusual things. You're out there. And if you have a sibling, look out, they may need your help, especially if they're younger. But this is a year all around for unexpected travels to many places, by air and by the road. You're going to be on the move and learning new things. So if your ascendant or your moon sign sits in sidereal Cancer, this is a year of heavy-duty change, transition, understanding things from a deeper, more profound level. Psychologically, you might really go into some kind of new level of learning about yourself. It's a time of drastic and profound research about things. Your mind is opening on a new scale and a brand new level. And financially, it may not be the strongest year for you, but you're going to discover a lot of things about your past, even your family, and this will be healing. But there's going to be some adjustments, and money can come to you through other people, not necessarily on your own accord, through others, through marriage, through partnerships, things of that nature, inheritances. Money will come, but not necessarily through your own doings. If your moon or your ascendant sit in sidereal Leo, then this is the year that relationships become a serious matter. And here's the thing, because Ketu is going to be in your first house, you are changing in so many ways. Everything about you. As a matter of fact, you kind of feel like escaping the world, getting away, just not being part of anything. But this really reflects harshly on your relationships, because this is putting Rahu in your 7th house. The 7th house is relationships. And when I say relationships, I mean your personal love relationships, partnerships. So actually, what I'm talking about is any serious relationship that has a contractual agreement. And that actually goes with marriage, with business partners, as well as if you are, well, you may not have papers written up on it, but if you're serious with someone, then there is sort of like an unspoken agreement that you have with that person. So I'm talking about serious relationships, but of business and or love. This means these partnerships are extreme. There's something about them that there is a serious message that you need to be listening to. And please don't forget that this is the year that it can be make or break in your relationships. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And I want to say it's because your partner is overreacting to things or having issues. Your partner may actually need help. There's something that they are overdoing and overreacting to. Rahu is extremes, let me put it that way. And throughout this year, there's going to be major ups and downs. And really, if I could say this, March will be the month that there's going to be the most serious ups and downs, make or break. You can get through it though, but you've got to realize that you've got to work on it. You've got to work at these relationships. They're not easy. And there's something about it that your partner is overreacting and being more difficult. This might even be the reason why you want to just escape and go away. Like, give me a break from this. This is too much intensity. But let's say you're not in a relationship. Well, that's another thing to be looked at, because you might be getting into a relationship. As a matter of fact, be careful, because if this relationship is over the top too much, in other words, you're falling for somebody that really has some issues, but you're ignoring them because they're a little too much fun and take you on a wild ride. it may be fun for a while, but can it last? Maybe. I'm not saying it's not possible, but let me put it this way. You will have suitors, attractors that will be drawn to you if you're not in a relationship. Rahu is a mighty strong pull. And if you're looking for a relationship, just be careful that they're balanced. They're not too extreme, over the top, too much work. And maybe they're just really successful and over the top in a way that's not a problem. But relationships should be coming into your life, and this will cover most of this year. Now, another thing is about you, how much you're changing. Sometimes that may be why your partner is acting out, because you're different. You are searching for something that you've never looked for before. You want to find yourself. You want to find your purpose. You want to find your meaning. You want to find spirituality in this world with Ketu in the first house. And you feel different about the world and yourself. As a matter of fact, this will even change the way you look. You might find that you dress different, you react different, you actually feel different about your life and who you are, and that will depict your whole demeanor and how you come off from the world. But more than anything, with Ketu in the first house, you just want to escape the world, be invisible, take some time out. And I suggest you do just that. Take some time out for you to really do some self-probing and self-discovery so that you can better understand what your purpose is and what you need in this world. This will make your life more meaningful. And with that, your partner will change as you do, because they recognize and realize the difference in you. And like I said, this can really make or break. So therefore, in this scenario, as you change and improve yourself for the better, more spiritual, this will reflect from your partner. They will change to match your energy, to become a better person, and not be so consumed with the materialistic world and gains. And well, really with Rahu in the 7th house, it is that your partner is overly consumed with other things in the world that give temporary good things that will not last. So the temporary, but they're striving for something that's not real. But you know what's real, so you can reflect that to them as you change and become more real and more connected to who you are. Your relationships will work and they will heal. So if your moon or your ascendant sit in sidereal Virgo, then Rahu's going to be in your 6th house and Ketu will be in your 12th house. But what this tells me is your health is the issue. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean bad health, but one thing it does mean is you will be obsessed with your health. And, you know, if you're sick, then that would make you obsessed. So please, please do everything you can to get healthy. And you'll be fine if you really make it a point for health and watch your diet, your habits, do everything to build your health. This is what Rahu in the 6th is all about. But it also deals with your working conditions. And it can mean that people you work with will be a problem. And another thing is, be careful if you see the likelihood of anything dealing with any kind of legal repercussions, lawsuits. The 6th house can deal with that, can dealing with legal issues. So be very cautious and prevent these things. But the people that you work with may be problematic. Be aware of that. And because of some kind of obsessional concerns like this, you may not be able to sleep at night. Ketu in the 12th would represent loss of sleep, and that plays havoc on your health. So rest is important. But on a different level, this could be your spirituality grows, that you become more spiritual, you start meditating, you really get connected to your divinity all the more. That's what this can mean. So, but another thing is, if you have pets, be aware that they could cause you some problems this year. So, but more than anything, make this the year of changing bad habits and getting healthy, because that would be the positive outcome. Because the 6th house is a house that does deal with overcoming obstacles. So make this the year you overcome your obstacles. If your ascendant or your moon sits in sidereal Libra, then Rahu is in your 5th house and Ketu's in the 11th. The 5th house deals with our creative mind, our mindset. But Rahu there can mean you can be obsessive about things. Don't overdo. And don't worry so much. You can't worry about things you can't change. Let it go. If you have children, you might be obsessing and worrying about them, and maybe there is a good reason. So I will say be on top of it with your children. But overall, it is a time of great creativity, and you may really get involved in many investments and things of that nature, which could be on the positive side of things. Rahu is a focus, but it is a detrimental planet sometimes, so don't be too impulsive or impatient with your investing or investments. You may have some friends that you have to leave the relationship with. Ketu is endings, and it's in your house of friendships. But the other aspect of this, it could even be an older sibling that you have to back away from, not have too much concern with. But overall, the people you hang around with, your friends, your associates will change. And hopefully, you'll get more involved with the spiritual group of people. That's what this could mean. If your ascendant or your moon sign sit in sidereal Scorpio, then this means Rahu is in the 4th, while Ketu's in the 10th. The 4th house deals with your home, your environment, where you live. This is a big focus. Maybe you're renovating or redecorating, but your home will change. And if your mother's around, she may be an issue or a problem you have to deal with. But more than anything, your career is changing. You will not be either in the same job this year and or position that you're in right now. Maybe you're in the same company, but your position changes, or something about your work changes dramatically. There will be a change with what you do and how you work and your career, with Ketu being there. Maybe it's just something within your office or your line of work changes, but I guarantee you this will look different by the end of this year. And your home will probably look different by the end of the year. It could represent a move, okay? If your ascendant or your moon sign sit in sidereal Sagittarius, then Rahu is in your 3rd house and Ketu is in your 9th house. This means you're traveling. You're traveling a lot this year. And you're learning a lot of new different things too. New classes, new courses, reading, opening your mind to many new ideas and thoughts. You're going to be learning a great deal. And with Ketu in your 9th, it could be about spirituality, truth. It could be that you're learning something new along the lines of your new belief systems that are opening up to a whole new world. Now, if your father's still around, look out, he's going to need your help probably. His life is changing dramatically. But most of all, you're going to be traveling, you're going to be learning, and it's a new adventure for this year. If your moon or your ascendant sit in sidereal Capricorn, then this means Rahu's in your second house and Ketu is in your 8th house. You have the capability this year to really gain access to more income, money. You're making more money. There's expansion gains and possibly helping out your family. But your family may be a little bit perturbed as to how much money you're making. They may be a little jealous or, yeah, this can cause some family conflict. But you will be doing well financially. Or don't overspend or overdo though, because that's sometimes what happens with Rahu. Rahu's extremes. It's in the second house of your money. But with Ketu in the 8th house, you may get involved in a lot of metaphysical, spiritual work, deep stuff. Or you may be thinking more in terms about life. What happens when we die? Not necessarily that you or anyone's going to die, but you become more involved in learning about the purpose and meaning of life, digging deep psychologically into your soul, into your essence, who you are. But most of all, I think it has to do with some deep research about something, maybe about the afterlife, that you become consumed with wanting to get some answers. If your moon or your ascendant sit in sidereal Aquarius, then Rahu's in your 1st and Ketu's in your 7th. This means you are taking on a whole new different identity. You're looking different. You're dressing different. Physically, you want change. Maybe your hair, maybe you just want to change your appearance, your personification of who you are. But your partner is changing. They're more distant. They're not there for you. They may have some problems that you need to help them with. Or if you're looking for somebody in a relationship, this could mean somebody could come back from your past. An old relationship, or you'll be thinking about it a lot. But your whole year will revolve around relationships, whether you get into a new one or someone from the past, or you're working things out with your partner. If your moon or your ascendant sit in sidereal Pisces, then this means that Rahu's in your 12th and Ketu's in your 6th. Rahu in your 12th house can mean there can be some travels to foreign places, or you may even be more connected to foreigners this year. But there is some uncovering of things from your past that you have to attest to and heal and work on. And this will have an enormous healing for you. But you do need to work on your health this year. Yes, Ketu in the 6th can mean some health issues that pop up that you're going to have to start working with. And this could cause you some sleepless nights, but there can be a wonderful healing, and this can be some revelations in your spiritual growth, either through letting go of things that have truly bothered you in the past, or stepping up and recognizing some of the habits and patterns that have caused ill health and correcting them in healing. So this is a year of healing, whether it's psychological, spiritual, physical, or mental. This will be a year that you must work on your health and healing all these aspects of who you really are. So with that, I have covered all the 12 signs. You should be better prepared as to what this year will bring you. And remember, astrology is a tool for guidance, for spirituality, for truth, to help you in your daily life and better understand and prepare you for the world. So with that, I think I'll close. If you need more information on me, always go to my website, which is galacticcenter.org. And if you want to study with me, become my student, go to my university website, universityofvedicastrology.com. Thank you.